Hey you guys, what's up? Here I am. Missed my video last week. Felt really bad about it, but that's why today my video is going to come in two parts. Part 1, my how-to video, which I missed. And then part 2, the actual theme for this week, which is our best original idea. We'll get to that later. How-to will be, of course, reptile related. I'm going to do a how to feed your gecko video. And with me, to help me out, is Tessie, Tesla. He is named after the mad scientist. He is my rescue leopard gecko. He was given to Noah's Landing, and he was really sick and unhealthy, and they didn't have time to tend to him with dozens and dozens of other animals. So I was like, hey, I know how to take care of geckos. I'll take him in. So I did. And now he is much better than he was when I got him. Very fat and spiffy and good to go. As you can tell, he's really different from Alger. Alger will just sit and stare at you, but he'll freak out. He's a little dinosaur. Anyway, contrary to popular belief, feeding a reptile is not as simple as running out to your backyard, grabbing some crickets, and tossing them into your gecko's cage. It takes a lot of stuff and plenty of work. You pretty much have to spoil the insects to spoil your reptiles. Before you even feed your reptile, you have to know what you need to take care of your insects. You have to do what's called gut loading, basically where you buy this very calcium and nutrient-rich food and gel cubes because they're stupid and drown in water, and they'll eat that and it'll make them really stuffed with these nutrients. But even after you've stuffed them with all this good stuff, you have to then cover them with more good stuff. I use RepCal. This is my favorite brand of reptile calcium, even though it's kind of expensive. I have normal calcium with no D3. D3 is a vitamin for reptiles who need sunlight. I usually use no D3 because mine are nocturnal and don't need sunlight. And they get this every feeding. But about every 3 feedings, they get a mix of this and this. This is RepCal with D3. They just get this infrequently because too much D3 can be toxic to them, but they do need it, just not as much as a diurna reptile does. And then Herptovite, which is just a bunch of vitamins for them. And that's essential in keeping your reptile healthy. If you don't give them calcium, they'll end up with metabolic bone disease, which is what happened to Tesla, and his spine grew all out of shape. And then it rehardened, but it obviously stayed crooked. Step 2 in taking care of your reptiles and feeding them. These help a lot. I mean, you could just use a plastic bag, but this is a shaker. I basically just dump the little insects in there, shake them up, cover them with this calcium in the bottom, and then give it to my reptiles. So today I'm giving Tessie what are called super worms. It's kind of a gross looking batch. But they're basically like mealworms on drugs. They're really, really big and really gross and mean and nasty. But Tesla loves them. And I couldn't do crickets today because crickets are too much of a pain when I have him in an open box like that. And my crickets are brand new, so they haven't really gut loaded yet. So I'm going to take some of these mealworms, these super worms. I use tongs because these are really mean and will try to chew your fingers off. Find a good, healthy looking mealworm or two. That one's kind of not very feisty. And just put them in the shaker. 2 is good for now. These are really big, so I don't have to give him a lot of those. But he'll sit and eat like 13 crickets in one sitting if I let him. You can see my shaker is broken at the top, so I kind of have to be careful not to shake it up too much, otherwise they'll come flying out. So this is called the shake and bake reptile keeper lingo. Now they are nice and covered in calcium. And I'm going to give them to Tessie now. So, just bring the camera down here so you can see it. Here's the mealworms. Very, very hungry gecko, ready to go. Pick up one of the mealworms, and I'll just kind of wave him around in front of his face. This one is very spicy. Ah! There we go! Now he's gonna nom it. Nom. Delicious. Get another one. Come here, you stupid little... There we go. Come on. Come on, come get it. Make him work for this one. Uh-oh. Come on. Arrgh. There we go. Good. Nice and tasty. And there, you have just learned the basic process of feeding mealworms to your gecko. Part 2, I better make this pretty short because this video is already getting kind of long. My best original idea, I wouldn't say is really like original overall, but it's original for my household. My family, they were very into the idea of traditional pets, just dogs and cats. I mean, they barely even considered keeping fish. My mom had had hamsters and birds before, but I was the first to suggest the idea of getting a gecko. And I did. I did a bunch of research, made a whole presentation to my parents, and they let me get a gecko. And now I've kind of brought reptile keeping into my family. It's almost like a family thing now. Ethan is he's only 6 years old, and he knows more about reptiles than the wannabes at PetSmart do. I mean, going to the reptile show for him is great. Absolutely loves it. I love it too, of course, but everyone in my family is so well taught in reptiles now. My dad said that he never would have imagined he would have kept not only a gecko in his house, but 2 geckos and a 5-foot monitor lizard at one time. I'll tell you a story about him later. But yeah, I'm rather proud to have brought the joy that is keeping reptiles into my family, and that's probably the best idea I think I've really had, is bringing that joy and fun of having these funky little critters in my house. So with that, bye Tessie. Say bye Tessie. He's mad at me. Bye bye.